Hey my loves, welcome back to my channel, to the channel. And pretty much I was gonna set up the cameras and everything today, but it's just something that came up while I was driving. I just dropped off the baby, and so you know, it's getting ready to do other tasks that I had set out to do. And this just, the what came up was past life regression. And this topic is very intriguing. Of course, if there's a time where in my belief system, I was taught that we weren't really taught about past lives. It's almost like you have one life to live and better make the best of it. You better find Christ and be saved, all of that. I was raised in Christianity, so the thought of past life regression or past lives were never really taught. But now the reality, my experience is the realization of myself. Is there an end to consciousness? Is there an end to awareness? Is there an end to this breath of life? What we call breath of life that were blown into our nostrils, as the Bible would say. Even we're taught that these vessels are just that the vessels are gone, but we are not. We have eternity. We were taught that, of course, there's places that we go through eternity, depending on how, what our choices were here. But anyway, I'm just gonna, really don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about past lives and this topic of, having memories, or what some would say regressions, to remember past lives, to help you understand what you're going through too. And when this topic came up, it is very intriguing. It's always intriguing to want to know what happened before. It's like a movie. We want to know how did we get here? What happened in the last life? Is there something that I can learn from whatever I did then to bring me here? Everybody's searching for the realization of themselves. They're searching for that love space. The home is what we call home. And so it's a journeyless journey that all beings are trying to reach, or if they haven't realized themselves yet, wanting to get that understanding to maybe enlighten themselves, give them that feeling of completion, that feeling of home, that feeling of true understanding, or enlightenment is what we call it. So when I thought about, contemplated on past life regression, and what does that mean? I mean, it's me, and who is this me that would want to know another life? When I really looked into that, it would have to be a separate self, me, that would want, because any life, any frequency, or we'll call it the cause and effect, or the ripple effect of the activity of God. It's this place we call life. It's the activity. When we see the shapes, the forms, the cause and effect, all of these are activities of God, or the ripple effects of God, the source. And are we separate from that source? If we are that breath, then what are we? And then if there is another life or ripple effect that we want to peek into, would that be, how do we determine what's mine and what's yours? Who would be the mine and who would be the yours? I thought, if there was a memory of another life, how would I determine whether that memory was me or yours? Because if we come out of the activity of source, then what is there left? What is outside of activity of source? Is source. It's the one. And so by me looking at the many faces, whether it's external or internal, wouldn't it all be the one? So even if I'm looking at a movie screen, if I'm viewing the screen, am I looking at myself or am I looking at someone else? Is there anything other than the source? How would I determine this is me? This is my separate thing. I'm the individual here that this memory belongs to. Or is all memory belongs to me? The one. The infinite. Outside of the activity. That breath. The one. The infinite. Outside of the activity. That breath. That awareness. How can I differentiate me from you, from other, from them? It's like when you watch a movie, you see all the characters playing in the movie. The clues are, it's showing you all other imaginable aspects of yourself. And based on the consequences or the choices that the players make, these are other imaginable plays of what we call life. Wouldn't it all, the many faces, just be that expression of the one? So it appears, not appears, really is like watching TV. All the faces, you can say, well, based on this ripple effect, which we call cause and effect, based on this ripple effect of awareness or God or source, based on all of those, I'll say the choices or the ripple effects, this is how that, what we call, became that. And these are just forms, these are just concepts, when we look at a life, I'll say their ripple effects. Someone chose to maybe be an actor or a lawyer, and then they chose to maybe shoot their wives. They went to jail. These are all ripple effects. The vibration or the cause, what we call cause and effect of life. And all of these cause different emotions, or outcomes of each forms, choices. And so, when I want to individualize me from all the other expressions of the Almighty, it becomes a kind of a place where I just really can't, how can you do that? If we're all the expressions of the one, how can you say, well, this is just my individual history? This is where I came from. Anywhere, wherever if I tapped into my, what I consider is me, or a past life, doesn't matter where that comes from. There's no way that I can differentiate or say, well, this is just my individual experience, because the experience is of one, of the whole. It's only one infinite consciousness. Can be no individual experience that me, and when I go to individual experience of me, myself, and I, that's a persona. So that's a fictitious entity. That's just a shape. That's just a form. It's many forms that are many expressions that we have, but who would be the one that need to say, well, this is my history? How can we determine that? We tap into a different frequency, but it's another frequency of myself. It doesn't matter if it was my neighbor, or the person across town, or past life. It's all of the one. So I don't know if this so really what we're calling past lives is not really past. There's really no present, future, or past. It's only now. What brings in time is the mind. So everything in every life is really happening simultaneously. If it makes sense. I'm trying to pull it all together. Because this is just what came up. It just came up that is there any real past life regression of any individual? And who would that individual be? Would it be separate than the source? Or is it all one? So if we do have memories that come up, enjoy them. It's like us watching TV. You do learn from things we watch on TV, different, what we call the ripples of life, ripples of consciousness, are cause and effects. You can learn from those. You can grow. If there's a place that you're at where you don't feel connected, or you have not realized your true nature, then of course these are all tools. Everything is a tool. Everything points back to you, to your true nature, to the truth, to the source of all. Once you step out of that, you realize there is no difference. There's no history, your history and my history. It's none of that. But it's I don't think it's anything wrong with enjoying that experience of tapping into different histories, or what we call histories, or different ripples of life. But the understanding has to be there that, in our true essence, we're not the vibrations. We were here prior to the vibration, to the ripple, to the activity. There isn't anything other than source. It's all one. And so I hope I didn't confuse anyone, and I hope that I was able to convey what I was trying to convey without more confusion. But yeah, that's what came up today, and I didn't have time to set up and make it nice little pretty background, and or just my place of calm. Normally I go and I like to kind of just center and allow whatever wants to flow, but this wanted to flow right now, so I said, let's turn on the camera, let's do it. Anyway, remember to you don't have to share, or comment, but remember that you are beautiful, and I love you.